From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Saturday, August 9th, 2014. Silver is trading at $19.89 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,310 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $589. Antiwar.com reports the end of the 72-hour Gaza ceasefire and the resumption of hostilities has not ended the ongoing Cairo peace talks, though Hamas spokesman Sami Zohri expressed serious concern about whether Israel was simply wasting our time. According to Hamas, the Israeli delegation rejected the vast majority of Palestinian demands, including all calls to ease the blockade of the Gaza Strip and to open a UN-managed seaport. Even the demands that weren't rejected were simply left unanswered, and Hamas believes that was evidence that Israel was dragging its feet to try to get the ceasefire to expire without a deal. European officials have offered to serve as observers for a seaport with a single route between Gaza and Cyprus, though so far it is unclear if Israel will allow this to happen. For years, Israel has responded to attempts to reach Gaza by sea with military force. In the spirit of Motorhome Diaries and Liberty on Tour, I intend to take the message of peace, love, and liberty on the road. During a 104-day trip, I'll be visiting at least 10 cities across the country, speaking to people about the ideas of peace, love, and liberty. To find out more about the tour or to donate, visit GoFundMe.com/FPPCC. That's GoFundMe.com/FPPCC. Reuters reports a former New Jersey Republican official who once worked with Governor Chris Christie was found dead along with her husband inside their home, according to officials on Friday, in what appeared to be a murder-suicide. Police discovered the bodies of Joan Bramall and her husband John inside their Denville home on Thursday, but the Morris County Prosecutor's Office declined to identify the bodies until Friday. An autopsy revealed that Joan Bramall was shot to death and her husband died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound, according to the prosecutor's office. The statement did not say that John shot his wife, though it did say that there was no evidence of any intruders in the home and added that the community was not at risk. The prosecutor's office could not be immediately reached to provide further detail or clarification, and it said in a statement it would not likely provide more information on Friday. Bramhall was the former Morris County clerk and stepped down in 2013 after her 14th consecutive year in the position. She had previously served as the chairwoman of the Morris County Republican Committee. FPP Radio News is brought to you by Roberts & Roberts Brokerage. For over 35 years, Roberts & Roberts has been a trusted source for buying and selling your investment-grade precious metals. They now take Bitcoin for purchasing precious metals so you can turn your profits into a long-term investment. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on investing. 800-874-9760. The Washington Post reports American warplanes and drone strikes against militants in northern Iraq put the U.S. military back in action in the skies over Iraq less than 3 years after the troops were supposedly withdrawn by President Obama and he declared the war to be over. The strikes were limited in scope but helped temper days of building panic across the north of the country as militants with ISIS sliced through a string of towns and villages scattered on the outskirts of the Kurdish region and sent tens of thousands of civilians fleeing for their lives. The airstrikes also presented the first significant challenge yet to months of unchecked expansion by the al-Qaeda offshoot, which has swept through much of Iraq and neighboring Syria over the past year, annihilating its opponents, capturing valuable resources, and declaring the creation of an Islamic caliphate in a nation-sized chunk of territory. In Washington, the Pentagon announced 3 separate strikes by multiple aircraft against militant positions it said were firing on Kurdish forces protecting Erbil, saying they had successfully eliminated artillery, a mortar position, and a convoy of extremist fighters. Kurdish media and officials who said the attacks had a devastating impact on militant positions claimed other unconfirmed attacks that were farther afield. U.S. officials also stressed that the American intervention was narrowly aimed at the protection of American diplomats and officials living in Erbil, where the U.S. consulate has swelled with evacuees from the embassy in Baghdad and where the U.S. military runs a joint operations center alongside Kurdish forces. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.